Hello, this is Barry Enerson from the Trade Ideas Live Trading Room. It is Thursday, May the 14th. This is the address to get into our room, and you can log in with your Facebook or your Twitter account. Well, like yesterday, very few trades for me today, but one worked out very well. Now, this came, if you were watching the videos for the last couple of days, you know that I'm pretty excited about this run strategy that will be added to the optimized channel in June. Now today I have to admit that the Ren strategy, it produced three alerts. Two of them were really choppy, and so they didn't really do that much. But this one was a star. KSU, let's see, let me just bring up where I found it. KSU at 9:36, so it was really early, and the alert came at 93.44, and I waited for it, so 93.44, so right down in this area, right down there. And so I watched it go down even further, all the way down to 92.63. It popped back up, and when it broke above that alert price of 93.44, I took the trade right here at 93.64. And it just really, I mean, I don't know what to say. It worked out so well. I took out some here at 94.87. I didn't even have time to worry about it going through 94. And sometimes, you know, I'll take off some before a whole number. I didn't even have time for that. It just, because these are 5-minute candles, it just whipped right through 94. And so I decided to take some here, as I said, in the room in case it can't get through 95. So I took a little bit out here at 94.87. Took out some here at 95.65. That's $2.01 from plus $2.01 from my entry. And then I took out the balance right here at 95.32. So not quite $2 on that second part. So that worked out extremely well. Now, ACAT, I did try to trade, and it came Arctic Cat. It came from the same alert. Now FMI was earlier, and it just sort of bounced around. I'll show it to you a little bit later. This is an ETF, a silver ETF, so I discount that one. Actually, I see that a couple more came in later on. I'll have to check them out a little bit later. But usually the ones that are later on in the day are not that great, to be honest with you. I don't get too many later on. Usually only get about 3 or 4 a day anyway. But ACAT 3150, this was a really tough one. Let's see how much volume there is. See, it's only still 190,000 shares. You know, at this point, here's where the alert was, 3150. You know, it popped up through it, down through it. I don't have it marked, unfortunately, but I did finally take the trade at 31. Oh, I have it marked. I took the trade at 31.58, and I got out at 31.49. I took a loss on it, and I kept trying to see if I could get, some traction later on. This kind of got me interested. This little, when it popped up to 31.67, but you see this, remember now, this is a green candle that would have been looked all full green all the way up, and then it just sold off. Came back up again a little bit, but it's just really done nothing for the balance of the day. So this was a little frustrating, but I guess, what I was hoping for was that, yes, this was really low volume to start. I think it was only around 60-odd thousand shares. I was just hoping that the volume would really start picking up, and it would, because some of these ones from this strategy can really run $2, $3, $4, $5. We saw that earlier in the week with some of them. So it just didn't work out. FMI, let me just see FMI. FMI. Yeah, the same thing. You see how choppy it is. 38.38, 38, well, actually right there, 38.38. I put an alert in. You see, it went through it. It came back down. So I put an alert in for me to keep watching it at 38.40, and it finally hit it up there. But it just didn't really do anything. So this is a very choppy one. The other one that actually got alerted also, let me see, yeah, PTBI, the high flyer from, and it had a pretty good press release. Just really didn't do anything. The alert came in at 9:22, and I put in an alert on my platform at 9:32 to get alerted to it. And you see, Yes, I got. I wanted to get an alert when it came back down, and because I just missed this up here. This is the pre-market, so don't get distracted by that. This is the pre-market, and the actual alert came in at 9:22. You see, big topping tail there, and it just didn't do anything. What can I say? Now they had a press release today, something to do with. Some study that they've done that obviously gave some reasonable results, but it's sort of fallen on deaf ears for the rest of the day. I mean, it had all the juice in the pre-market and really nothing once the market opened. Now I'm actually still in a trade, DXM. Let's see how it's doing. Not too bad. Um, DXM is from the 30-minute opening range break, and it is, let me try to find it right there. Now, I have to cry about this one. I'll show you this one just a little bit later. DXM, $11.14. And you see that this is hours. I mean, this is from 11:30 to 1:30. So for almost 2 hours, I watched this to see if it could just break above this range. And I put in an order at $1.20 actually to see if I could catch some. And so I actually, and this is what I call an anticipatory order. If it could break through this level, I wanted to take some. So I did get some shares here. Watch this little pullback, and then finally I got some love out of this, and I sold some at 138. I still have some here. It's 129 right now. If I look at the daily on it, let me just take a look to see what's happening. Yeah, you see this is something that in theory, if it keeps above my buy of 120, I may swing some because it does have a nice little gap to fill up to $3.04. And today is obviously its day. You've had all these red bar days on the daily, and then this is the first green bar. It remains to be seen. We still have an hour left in the market. I suppose it could just collapse after that, but we'll have to see if it can hold $1.20. I just may swing some of this and see if we have another day of continuation for tomorrow. Now, here is the one that I, quite frankly, just absolutely blew, and just got to find it. It is right here. RV. I might have to change this color. RVNC. At $21.60. This was a break of the range of the 30-minute opening range. And let me just move it over here. Here was the alert at $21.60, and it was actually would have happened right about here. And you see how it pulled back down, popped up through it again. Just 1 second, please. Sorry about that. I knew there was something wrong with this. I was on my daily chart and I was trying to figure out why it's not looking the way I thought it that I remembered it. But anyway, here is the alert right there at $21.60. Now I watched it come up, and I missed it. I actually sat in the room. I missed it because it went too quickly and didn't want to chase it. And I did watch this little pullback. And it, popped up again, and then it pulled right back down, just even a little bit underneath. And I forgot to set an alert at, really by rights, I should have set an alert around right here. Certainly a little bit over the alert price of trigger at 21.60, and I probably should have set an alert right there, and I didn't, and I just completely forgot about it. Well, look what it did. I mean, even if you got out, here, 22.69, you're talking about $1. But what I would have done if I got in this area here, I would have sold some here probably, but on this very gentle pullback, and then look what it did. I mean, it got as high, I'm not saying it would have held on right to the bitter end, but 24.88 from a 21.60 alert on a 30-minute opening range break. Now, this was in the biotechs, and IBB was very strong earlier on. It's not the strongest sector. At one point IBB was right up here, and sorry about that. Just have to get back to my other screen. IBB was right at the top. Now it's not that it's terrible. It's still up about $3.62 today, but it was right at the top, and a lot of the biotechs were really ripping. And this really hasn't had that big of a pull. Helps if I again get the, what am I looking for here? Just one second. Yeah, this hasn't really had the big pullback. I mean, it's had a pullback, but it hasn't like collapsed or anything even. But here's the VWAP line. It hasn't come back down to here even. So this one was really, really strong, and this was just a massive miss on my part. There's no excuse, because I basically say to people, when I get these alerts, if they don't work right off the bat, then just set another trigger. Just set an alert in your charting program or your brokerage program, and set an alert so that you get a notify. You don't have to keep watching. I didn't have to stare at this forever, because this was about half an hour. I didn't have to stare at it. Just had to set an alert for around right here, just to see what it was doing, and would have been completely rewarded. It came back down. You see, this little tail came right back down to the trigger price. And it would have just been a matter of watching it for a bit. And then once, look at this volume. The volume was the key, and that would have just certainly got me into this trade. I mean, this is about as perfect as you can get when you look. This was a decent volume bar here, but then the volume just completely and utterly tailed off, and then all of a sudden you get this big volume bar. I mean, that's got to be your sign that something's up. I mean, it could have meant that it was going to collapse, but in this particular case, it didn't. It meant that it was going up. So anyway, big miss on my part, and I have to really, really concentrate on setting these alerts once I get the triggers. And that's basically what I did with DXM. I mean, I set the alert. I kind of set the alert at 120 in my brokerage platform, actually, to buy some shares. So there's a little bit different, but nonetheless, I didn't have to keep watching it. I was just waiting for a 120 trigger and to buy some, and that's what I did. All right, that is it. I don't know if I'm really going to be watching anything tomorrow. Nothing is jumping out at me quite yet, but that is it. Yes, I'm sorry. I just got distracted on another alert. Again, here's how to get into our room. We had, I think, a record day today in terms of the people in the room. I think we had over 170, and it just keeps growing and growing and growing. So thank you, everybody, for who is participating in the room. Again, you don't have to log in. If you don't want to log in with your Facebook or your Twitter account, you can still just see what we're doing in the room. And if you like what we're doing, you can log in. I mean, the logging in is really just so that you can post if that's what you want to do. But if you like what you're seeing, tell your friends. Okay. Thanks very much for listening, and we'll see you in the trading room tomorrow.